Hey, thanks so much once again for joining me for Bricky's Bible. Today, what I'm going to do is start going through one of the stories of the things that Jesus did, written by somebody who was there and saw what happened. And it's the one written by a man called Mark. It's in the Bible. It's about three-quarters of the way through the Bible. If you look at the index at the start, if you have a Bible, you look at the index at the start, you'll see that Mark is in what's called the New Testament, and it's not very long. It's probably about maybe 20 pages, roughly about 20 pages. So it's not very long at all, but it's so amazing what's said about the things that Jesus did. This is our opening thought. Today, there's a lot of bad news. It doesn't need me to say that. You know that there's bad news as much as I know. And the problem is, today, whereas in the past, I suppose, to access the bad news, you had to literally go to a shop and buy a newspaper, and then you would sit and read the bad news. You paid for it, and then you read the bad news. Today, it's on the phone at just the touch of a button. I can just press two buttons, and then I have news story after news story, top stories. And then in these stories that I go through, you see, this is the daily death toll. This is what's likely to happen next week, next month. This is what's going to happen after that. This is probably what it means for the economy. This is probably what it means for normal life. This is what it probably means for air travel. And you just think, what on earth? There's just so much bad news. There doesn't seem to be very much good news. Or if there is, it's sort of guesswork, somebody saying, oh, I think this is probably all going to be over in about 18 months' time. And then you think, I don't really know if that's good news or not. It's not really the sort of news that's going to change your life and it's going to be worth waiting for. It's just guesswork, and it might be true and it might not. Mark, who writes this story about some of the things that Jesus did, kicks off in the first chapter, the very first words, in an amazing way by saying this: the beginning of the gospel about Jesus Christ, the Son of God. Now, that word gospel is an old word. It's two things coming together. It just means good news. The beginning of the good news about Jesus Christ, the Son of God. In a world today where it feels like all there is bad news all the time, there is also good news. Now, this news is better than you have ever heard or could ever have imagined. This news changes all the other news. It's not just one piece of news and information among lots of others. When you hear this good news and you understand what it really means, for the whole world and the universe, and for you and for your family, everything changes and everything becomes so much better than you could ever dream. Come with me on a journey, okay? Come with me on a journey to discover what this good news is. There's one really old Christian writer. I love some of the old guys who wrote a long time ago. And this guy said, he put it very, very well. He just said this: when the writers of the Bible talked about good news, they meant simply Jesus. So Jesus is the good news. Oh, it's going to be so exciting to see what that means, okay, to follow that, because you're thinking, well, how could this man be good news? What was he going to do? Who is he exactly? That would be good news. Just hold on, stick with this, and we'll see. But today, remember, in the midst of all the bad news, there is good news, and that good news is Jesus. Thanks so much for watching. God bless you.